We knew it was challenging to get through to the state's unemployment office since COVID put so many people out of work. We just didn't know specifically how tough it was until today's state audit report.
Less than 1% of the more than 41 million calls to the DWD were actually answered through late July. Jamie Perez got some perspective on that issue today.
Well, there are still so many people waiting to get their unemployment benefits, and that audit actually found that 1 in every 200 calls were even answered from March through June. The people that I spoke with today said that does not surprise them.
When it first started, I was calling every day for like weeks, and I would be, their lines would be too busy.
Christy Offenbecker's attempt to get through to the unemployment office never really got any better, and she's not alone.
If it wasn't for like my support system, I'd probably be evicted right now.
LaQuisha Jones was actually able to get through, but ended up with the same frustrations.
Just gotta wait. Can't do nothing. You can't call nobody, and it's like you call and don't get no answers.
A state audit found only 0.5% of the nearly 41.1 million calls into the unemployment insurance call centers from March to June were even answered. The DWD responded to the audit's findings, saying in part, DWD continues to work to overcome the unique challenges presented throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. We appreciate the Legislative Audit Bureau's review and recommendations.
This has been handled poorly.
State Representative and Finance Committee co-chair John Nygren says the report is disappointing but not surprising.
And that the administration hasn't really made this a priority that I think it should.
The audit also found the DWD spent $9.3 million to staff the call centers, 2 which are privately run, but didn't have all the positions filled until July. Nygren thinks the unemployment funding should have been handled better and faster, but he says the committee will still look at the DWD's budget fairly.
So there's a request, and the request is legitimate. I'm sure that our committee is going to give it the consideration that it truly deserves.
In the meantime, thousands are still stuck in limbo, waiting for someone on the other end of the line to pick up.
I just hope they figure it out and get it together so everybody can be back how the world was.
The DWD said that since July, they've actually increased their call center capacity, their hours and staff, which they say has helped improve their response time. In the meantime, there are still more than 700,000 claims waiting for a response. In Madison, I'm Jamie Perez, News 3 Now.
Governor Evers' office also responded to this news by pointing back to Secretary Caleb Frostman's resignation last week. The statement reads, quote, "The governor made it clear last week that we needed a change at the Department of Workforce Development, and he is confident in Deputy Secretary Pehachik's leadership to address the challenges facing the department."